Welcome to the channel, folks. Clunkers and Classics. Where today we're going to work on the 80 Z28. Now I did a video on this a while back. Not when I first got it, but not too long ago, just to test out the drivetrain, because I bought this one, the 81, just to recap for people that haven't followed along. Bought this one, the 81 Z28, and a whole of a parts car off a local wrecking yard that's going out of business for $2 grand. So I kind of have it like, I bought this for $1 grand, bought that for $1 grand. Okay, so this one has a drivetrain in it. Let's take off this half-ass cover I got on here. Let's take should have probably taken this off before we got started on the video, but we'll go through the good, bad, and the ugly here. Okay. Let's get that out of the way. Okay, so this had a drivetrain in it. Engine, transmission, rear end, unlike the gold one, which had nothing in it. But I rounded up an engine, transmission. You can follow along on that one. That build, it's just about done, other than paint and body. So this one had a drivetrain in it. He said it run a couple years ago, but it had water in the transmission fluid and all this and that. So the previous video on the exhaust headers were all leaking. You couldn't hear the engine. Well, yeah, I got it running, but then you couldn't hear nothing. It sounded like it was clicking and making noise, and you couldn't tell because it was so loud. So I got some new headers on it. I don't know exactly what else we did to it tune-up wise. I changed the oil and filter. I don't think I changed the plugs or wires, maybe, because maybe I put in new plugs and not wires. Accelerator cable wasn't hooked up. We got it temporarily hooked up with this deal here. So we got it running, and it's quiet enough to hear. Runs great. Except for the carburetor, it idles good. Sits there and idles all day, smooth. Well, I think it's got a little cam in it, but it runs good. But you go to give it gas, and it just bogs down, and you know, the carburetor's full of trash or something. It's just really bad. And yeah, I could attempt to rebuild it. You know, so it's been on the back burner because I want to get that one done first. So we did drive it around. It's got no brakes. I went to undo the bleeder screws. Both of them busted off on the front calipers. So there are no brakes whatsoever. It's got a ratchet shifter that's very hard to shift if you're driving it with no brakes. You go to, you know, you're driving it and you try to get it into neutral when you want to stop. No, it ain't. You got to screw around with it and keep clicking it and all that stuff. So very dangerous to drive with no brakes. And that's just creeping around the property here. So you can't really romp on it, you know, because if you romp on it and it starts moving, well, you're not going to stop. You're going to hit something. But we tried it a few times. Well, you could do it in park or neutral, rev it up, and it just bogs down. There's trash or something in there. So a subscriber sent me a carburetor, and I haven't tried it yet. I was going to make a video, well, like this, and try it. Oh, right there. He didn't really say if there's anything wrong with it or not. He just give it to me for free, along with these seats. So, I don't know. We should try it right now or not. Or we'll try it eventually. Because a sponsor reached out, and Friday Parts, I believe. We'll get the carburetor and box and everything out here in a minute, and I'll show you what they sent me. They sell a whole bunch of parts and a bunch of carburetors, and they sent me a carburetor that they had in stock or that they could give away, that type of thing. I think they had the Rochester knockoff looking ones too, and they weren't available or something like that. But anyway, I got a carburetor from them, and brand new, and we're going to use it because it's brand new and it should work. We'll do a review on it, and yeah, check it out. Okay, so we can go over some of this on this car. They're going to make a race car out of it. Whoever owned it last before they sold it, traded it to the junkyard, because he does a lot of wheeling dealing. He doesn't, you know, just get in junk. Gets in project cars and abandoned project cars, stuff like that, and trades them for stuff. And so anyway, they're gonna make a race car out of it, and they got the battery in the back, the cable's running. It does work though. You know, hook up a battery in the ignition. Amazingly, they took out all the dash, all the wiring's all hanging. Yeah, somebody asked what that steel bracket is. Who knows? It'll come out of there. And then the ratchet shifter. And anyway, I'll save it for later. I got a whole list of stuff that this car needs to restore it, like the 81. You know, the 81 I've spent, you know, I paid basically $1,000 for it, and I spent $2,500 on it. This, I may have to spend more than that on it, because it needs so much more. You know, it needs taillights, a lot of interior stuff, although that subscriber gave me the seats, but I need door panel, well, these upper plastic door panel pieces, carpet, flooring patches, all the plastics, fenders. There's no fenders with the Z28 louvers. This is a real Z28. That's, if it wasn't, I probably wouldn't fix it up. I'd use the drivetrain for something else. But being a Z28 is going to be worth a little bit more than a regular Camaro. Same with that 81 over there. That is a real Z28. The radiator support. I think I got one radiator support from a 77 I can convert, because these brackets here on there are 78 to 81 only. So I don't have a radiator. The 70 to 77 are the same, except you got to take these brackets off and weld them on the old radiator support. So I think I got a radiator support that's still good out of the parts cars. I got a few of these as parts cars. Well, two 77s and 81, but the 81's a whole. It doesn't have the radiator support on it. Yeah, we had to do that to that one over there too. So it needs that. You know, I think I can round up a hood. I got a couple of hoods, Z28 hoods. We can round one up and make it, fix it. But yeah, it needs a lot of parts. So the deck lid and spoiler were off of it. Don't know why I brought that over here. I think this video we'll mount that on the back. I probably should mount a hood or something on it, but hinges mount to the fenders, and I don't have fenders for it. The 70 to 77 fenders are different. That's another thing. The fenders are only 78 to 81. Radiator support 78 to 81. Some other parts are all the same, doors and stuff. Good points. Got a good windshield. And the drivetrain's good. It does, you know, run, drive, but doesn't stop. But, you know, we can do the brakes. So it's still up in the air because, you know, I can use this drivetrain for another car that's worth a whole lot more money. If I come across the old Chevelle or Camaro or Nova, you know, something worth more than a 80 Z28. You know, them cars are worth, you know, double, triple what this would be worth fixed up. So why would I waste a good drivetrain? And some comments were, well, take this drivetrain out for the 67. Yeah, I need a drivetrain for the 67. I bought that as a, you know, basket case. But this motor, yeah, we run the numbers on it. It's 80 to 82 or something like that. The numbers came up. So it looks like it's an original engine for a 80 Z28 350. So it's, you know, but it's got a cam in it, and it's runs good. So, but history is unknown. We don't know if it's been rebuilt. We don't know how many miles are on it. Stuff like that. There's a lot of unknowns to dedicate it to a high dollar 67 Camaro. That's worth a lot of money. But it's easy to pull it back out, I guess, if it's no good or it doesn't last or something develops. But if I did that, then this car is worthless then. You know, without a drivetrain and no work done to it, yeah, it's pretty much scrap. You know, it's, you know, parts car. It ain't gonna be worth shit. The only thing that makes this worth anything at all is that it runs and drives. So once I pull that engine transmission out of here, it's worthless. So that's why we're not doing it quite yet. Until something better comes along that needs a good drivetrain. I'd rather have a different engine transmission in the 67 than this. So we're leaving it in here for now. Okay, anything else I need to go over? Well, like I said, I do have a list of parts that it would take to build this car. Went over some of it. Later on, after the carburetor, I'll get the list. The sway bar is broke on one end. Needs a rear sway bar. Stuff like that. Headliner. I'll get my list out at the end. Okay, so let me undo that. Let me get the, it's got an Edelbrock intake. I forget what it is. Is it a Performer 2 or something? I believe this is a Holley. I don't even have my glasses on right now. This is a Holley double pumper. The new carburetor looks almost the same as this. We'll see here in a minute. So the fuel, this is run on just the factory mechanical fuel pump, not electric or nothing. So it goes up into here and then into two feeds there. I don't know if this is a choke. Is there any electric? A manual choke, electric choke, I don't know. I believe the new carburetor, I just glanced at it, I think it's got a electric choke on it. Okay, well, let me get the other carburetor and we'll go over it. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, guys. Here's a box that came in. I had already opened it. It was packaged really well with a lot of bubble wrap and tape and stuff. They want me to show this. I guess this is their logo. Friday parts. Fix it once, fix it right. Like I said, I will put the link and everything in the description of this video. So just click on it. I believe the link will go directly to this carburetor, but you can click on, you know, other parts and stuff like that. They got a search bar. Just put in carburetor and check them out if you want something else. Okay, like I said, this was all bubble wrapped up. This was all bubble wrapped up inside here. Pretty big instruction manual. Okay, then you don't want to lay too much on that windshield and crack it. I believe that's for the electric choke. Let's put stuff up here for now. Whole baggie full of bolts, mounting bolts, clamps, fittings, washers, nuts, everything there. So they give you everything. A lot of carburetors don't come with nothing. You got to round all that stuff up. Okay, so, oh, and a fuel filter. Okay, so let's take this out and we'll maybe turn this upside down. Maybe something like that so we can get a better look at it here. Okay. Oh, okay, it's got, oh no, that's the fuel, that's the, hang on. That's a little sight glass to see if there's, okay. Okay, I think it is a complete knockoff of this one. So the lines go in there and in there. And I guess these are like little sight glasses so you can see. And there's your electric choke. You just hook that up. So, yeah, is that the same? Yeah, it's got the same here, but yeah, this might be a manual choke or something, and this is electric. It's got that deal on it, or this deal on it. It's round black. So it looks like the fuel lines mount up the exact same as this. Okay, and 4 bolts, yeah, a vacuum line here, vacuum line there. What else is there? Big one at the back. Yeah, big one at the back. I think that one goes to the manifold, that one goes into the carburetor. Linkage. I don't think they got the kick down for the transmission hooked up to this, or do they? That's the accelerator. Anyway, we can worry about that later. This is just, this linkage has got those on there. Not very many vacuum lines on that carburetor, is there? Not like a Rochester's got about 10 ports coming out of it. That was open right there. I wonder what went there. That's got a bolt in it. Huh. Maybe that's why it wouldn't. I don't know. Gosh. Same with here. That's supposed to be open like that. I don't know. But yeah, it looks like a complete knockoff of Holley. Yeah, this is a, it says Holley right there. So this is a Holley. You know, this is a, it's from China, guys, so it's Chinese made, but Chinese company. Okay, yeah, I'm just kind of looking at everything. It looks the same, so it should be pretty easy. So I got my cheap old GoPro there I got off eBay years ago for 20-30 bucks. I'm gonna set that up somewhere, maybe on the roof here, pointing down, or here. I'll mount it somewhere, and I'll just have a fast motion of installing it. But basically, it's your throttle here, your 4 volts, and I don't have any tools ready. I'm gonna have to go get all the tools I think I need, and then I'll end up making 10 more trips back and forth for little shit, probably. Maybe not, but 4 volts, take this accelerator cable off, take the fuel line off, yeah, this fuel line should be replaced anyway. So we'll take them both off, get a new fuel line for that, and then those 2 fuel lines, and that's probably about it. Oh, here's a little vacuum line here. That's for the vacuum modulator, I believe. Is up? Oh, yeah, right there. It is the same. There's a big one right there. Look to see if that's the same. No, that one don't think it has one. But yeah, just 4 bolts, vacuum lines, the fuel lines, and the accelerator cable. And it should have had a transmission kickdown. We'll have to look for that. That should be. The sun's shining right in my eyes, so I can't see where exactly it is. Well, I'll find it eventually, let y'all know. But yeah, basically that it shouldn't take very long if you got all the tools right here. But I don't, so I'll have to go back and forth. So I'll speed up this footage, and I'll be back. Oh, they had the gaskets come with this too, I believe. I don't think I showed that. Hang on. Let me put this up here. Oh, it's right here. There's 1 or 2 gaskets in there, and the instructions, like I said. Okay. So, yeah, they wanted me to show their logo on the box, so I guess that's it right there, that sticker. Okay, guys, I'll be back. Okay guys, pretty simple to hook up. Not an exact copy of that carburetor, because these lines here are a little bit off. So they give you 2 new fittings, which is great. You're gonna have to run 2 hoses into one, like that's what this deal is here. Thing to get 2 into 1. So I think all I can do for now is cut this right here, bolt this one on there, bolt this one over here, and then just put a little piece of hose right there. That's all I can do. And then this'll work. But later on, you know, whenever this engines and stuff is ready to go in a car, it's going to be on the road. Yeah, we're going to replace well, I guess that's just a hose from there to there. We'll replace that hose and stuff, do all that later, and get a, you know, redo this, possibly. Okay, so I'm just going to get my cutting wheel, and like I said, just cut that, move it over here, put a little hose right there. And other than that, I said, yeah, this was the distributor vacuum advance right there. Then it's the transmission modulator, I believe, and then the accelerator cable. I don't have a hookup for that, so we'll just use the little vice grips again. And I put the spring on there so it will return, so it won't stick wide open. Wouldn't that be something? Wide open with no brakes. Yeah, put the new gasket on there. That's the old one. We'll save that for shits and grins. And I went over the instructions a little bit there last night when I was reading it, and it said it's supposed to be all set up for, you know, non-mountainous things there. You can adjust stuff for, you know, if you're higher elevation and all that. So this is supposed to be good for 1,000, 2,000 over sea level, something like that. So anyway, it should be all set up. And all we'll do is we'll just pour, these are the float bowls here, and we'll just fill it up using these vents. So we get gas in the float bowls, and then it should run long enough for that fuel pump to start sucking. It worked before. The fuel pump, and I don't know, put in 5 gallons of gas. It should still have a few gallons of gas in there and everything like that. So she should just fire up. We're not going to hook up the choke right now, because this whole electrical system is an absolute nightmare. I don't know, you could probably hook it on one of these power wires here for now, possibly, but it ran just fine without a choke on the other carburetor. So, you know, it might just have to run for a few seconds, and it should idle on its own. But yeah, I think that's probably about it. So let me just get cut that and put a little bit of line in there and tighten them up, and then we'll give it a shot. Okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, got a little piece of hose right there. I didn't put no Teflon tape or nothing on that either. So like I said, if later on we're going to redo all this to it's, you know, real nice. Okay, so the gas that came out of this line, and when I took the old carburetor off, bright yellow, stinky. I know I put a tank, you know, I got a whole bunch of 5-gallon tank gasoline tank things there, so jugs. So I know I put 5 gallons of good gas in there, but man, there must have been, I don't know how much gas was originally in there that was old. Who knows how old. But it's old and stinky. But the old carburetor run with it. Shit, does it have a filter on it? Shit. Well, it's gonna have a factory filter back there somewhere, but and the sock. Yeah, anyway, we'll just hope no trash gets up in there. Maybe I should put on a filter. Well, we'll try it. Yeah, I put some tape here to hold this damn headliner up, but I don't like that thing rubbing on my head while I'm trying to drive it, so got all my hair and shit. Okay, so this battery holds a little bit of a charge, but not really enough to start it unless it charges up. So anyway, I got a booster on it. We'll try it. Oh, okay. It should just keep doing that. So let's try it. I poured some gas down both float bowls there. It may be flooded out a little bit, but uh-oh. I'm gonna keep pushing this charge thing. I'm not sure. Well, there it goes. We'll try it. No. This is not getting a good connection here, but I put 2 vice grips on there, so well, that's not a very good. Try to put this one over here. Okay. No, still nothing. Okay, let me mess with it. I'll be back. Yeah, she started right up. See if I can get that idle down a little bit. Leaking. Okay, let me let it run for a minute and see if I get that idle down a little bit lower. Because I can't have it putting it in gear and having it move real fast. No brakes. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, yeah, this is no good. Luckily it turns off with the key. I'm not going to be able to shift, hold the camera, turn off the key, turn on the key. I thought it had a little bit of brakes, because last time the master cylinder was empty and I filled it up. So I thought, well, maybe it had a little bit of brake. So when I backed it up there, it seemed like it was, you know, had a little bit, but no, nothing forward, nothing. And the idle's too high. Not sure that, unless it's got to warm up and that's got to open, or the choke's got to be hooked up electrically. But that is the idle screw, so it's all the way out. So the only way is if you bend that like that, it'll go down a little bit lower. So I don't know if I could put a spring over here to here to that's what this spring here is supposed to do, which it does, but just we need a little bit extra. Unless I hook up a wire, and maybe that'll open and it'll idle down. Let me mess with it and I'll be back. We may not be able to drive it. Too dangerous. We'll just have to. We can tell right now it revs up real nice though, but I'll be back. Okay, we got something squeaking up here, but hook the power wire to here, and then a flapper opened up all the way, and the idle adjusts now. So yeah, that flapper needed to be opened up all the way for the idle screw to work, to adjust it down. So let's try it. It may stall because the idle's too low, but I'm just gonna have to leave this door open. I can't concentrate on holding that. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's got acceleration now, before it didn't. As we never did adjust the timing or anything, because no use messing with that, because till the carburetor's fixed. This door needs to be lifted up to close, and I can do it when I'm outside but not inside. So I'm just flopping around. like I said, she's idled a little bit too low. She was idled up just a little bit more. Like that'd be perfect. But we can't have it too fast because it'll take off. Yeah, the old carburetor wouldn't accelerate, or it'd stumble and bog down. But I think this one here, yeah, this one revs up real good. Just the timing, you'll have to be dialed in and all that, but okay, I'm gonna drive it one more time without holding the camera and accelerate a little bit better, because we don't know how much horsepower this has. You know, if it had like 300 horse on it, I put it in this. You know, I just don't know yet. We got no gauges, no oil, no temperature, nothing. Well, there's something here. I don't know if they're hooked up. Let me just see. Oh, the oil pressure. Hang on. Okay, well, the oil pressure works. Don't know if the temperature does. No, probably not, 'cause it's right there. So just the oil's hooked up. Okay, guys, well, I think that carburetor works pretty good. There's a little sight glasses there. Staying full. Motor sounds good. That belt stopped squealing. Oh, the kickdown cable is over here. Where was it? Right here. And it's busted. So, yeah, that's it. If that motor had 300 horsepower at least, I'd put it in this. We can't have no slug in a 67 Camaro and be embarrassed. 300 horsepower is good enough. If we can have 300, good enough for me. So we'll have to think about it, whether we want to restore this one like this one, but I just don't know, guys. I mean, we could put it in here for now, you know, no rush. Once I get the rest of the car pretty much done, you know, other than paint. But before I put the front end on, I don't want to put the core support and everything and put an engine in that way. So before we put the core support, front end together, stick in that motor transmission, what do y'all think? And you know, in the future we can pull it out, do a DD speed shop, keep swapping motors around all the time. I hate to do it. But yeah, as soon as I pulled it out of there, that's it for this car. It's not going to be restored. It'll just have to be a parts car, or sell it to somebody as is for more than I can sell the parts for, which probably nobody will pay. So, something to think about. Tell me what y'all would do. But in the meantime, if you need a carburetor, check out their website. It's going to be on the video description below the video. And like I said, they got a bunch more stuff. And it seems to work great. So, okay, I think that's about it. Well, hang on, let me get that list and I'll be right back. Okay, here's my list and stuff. See, I don't mind the labor. I don't mind doing the labor. I just don't want to spend thousands of dollars in parts. So what it would need right now that I know of, the rear sway bar, fenders and the louvers, switch on top of the AC, the rear window trim, this trim, chrome, stainless, whatever you want to call it. I don't have another good set. The 3 ground effects, taillights, core support, front spoiler. I have an extra one from all this one here, but it's busted in half. It's take a little bit of work to do it. The calipers, yeah, I got parts cars. Do I want to put on used calipers or new ones, or try to drill them ones out? I don't know. Condenser, I don't have another AC condenser. Radiator, I can probably, we don't know. This one looks like it's been all leaking and stuff, but I do have a couple of aluminum radiators. I could scrounge one up. This radiator shroud, I don't even have one for this car. I was going to make something out of these busted ones or wrong ones, but they're, you know, 160 bucks. So, you know, you add 150, 200 bucks each to all these parts I'm listing, you know, except for the fenders are going to be real expensive unless I find them used. It adds up. That's what adds up, guys. Thousands of dollars. The door panels. Yeah, we can make the door panels just like we did with this 81, but we need this top deal. And then we need the whole weather stripping kit. You know, the inner and outer of to go on the door panels. It all comes in a kit, and the door and the roof rail here. You know, that's a few $100 bucks for all that stuff, right? The trunk rubber. All this stuff adds up and adds up. How about you know, I got the original dash in this would, you know, wasn't very good, but it was busted in half. It was laying in here and somebody tossed a water pump or something on it, busted in half. Well, out of a parts hole that I got, yeah, I got one. You've already seen this video, so you've seen the dash overlay that I put in that. It looks really good. Gonna have to do it to that. Another 172 bucks. Okay, so where were we? Headliner, the carpet, the patching the floors, driver's wheel well. I got a passenger wheel well. I don't have a driver's inner wheel well. I think they're 100 bucks. Steel transmission lines, yeah, I'm probably round them up. The shifter, I want to do away with that ratchet shifter and get a stock shifter. And you would think I'd have one with the parts cars. Yeah, the shifter itself, I probably have, but I don't have a good cable. I don't have the little button and the handle and the button and everything to push all that shifter stuff. I don't even know about the console. Here's the console here, but do I have a good plate to put over top there? That's, you know, 85 bucks for that. There's a lot of stuff I didn't write on here because it's just nitpicking stuff. But like I said, it adds up. Oh, I mentioned all this plastic trim. All of it's disintegrated. I don't know where I'm going to get that from. The only good thing is I got the seats from a subscriber, thanks to him, but we need a lot more than just seats. We get into the front. I don't know if I got the right grill. The bezels we found out were different from 70 to 77's, different from 78 to 81. The front bumper is, I got one that's maybe fixable, but it's from a base Camaro, not a Z28. Is it different? I don't know. It might be. I might have to get a Z28 front rubber. And these are not, rubber bumper covers are not cheap. You know, I bought one for the Mustang for 115 bucks. Yeah, but these, you know, are four to 500 now. So I got front end part. I got that fiberglass piece that goes in the rubber bumper, headlight mounting panel, whatever you want to call it. That's good. Got the other bumper pieces, brackets, stuff like that. I got all that. That's all the same from the older ones. I think I got the AC piece here, one that's fixable that I could put in there. You know, I might not have another plastic thing that goes on there. I don't have the chrome that goes around this, the doors. I use the last two good pieces on that car. We can do away with them and just use the plain black weather stripping in there, you know. And I've got some door handles. I got some wheels to put on there, but not good tires. So there's another expense, tires. Another expense that I haven't bought for the 81 is the Z28 emblems that go here. You know, they're 83, 85 bucks each. One for the back, one for the front grille. There's 170 bucks. You know, this needs both taillights. Don't know where I can get them from. I need another parts car with all this stuff good on it. So that's what it would have to wait for. Another parts car, or somebody that's parting one out that'll sell me all the stuff I need for 500 bucks. I'd pay for a couple of fenders and all the other parts. Just stereo speakers, just so much, glove box liner, tons of stuff. The right steering wheel. I may have a steering wheel. This is like a truck wheel or something on there. I don't even know what's bolted on. I may have a wheel. I know another one's got a truck one on it as well. So I'd have to buy a wheel probably. And anyway, if I had one, I wouldn't have the horn stuff and the Z28 emblem, you know. So, you know, aftermarket wheel, another 150 bucks. That needs, you know, door pin bushings and stuff, you know. That's not very much. Just guys, I can go on and on and on about little knick-knack shit I need for this. Jeez. So, and you know, I got it there, but I didn't add the prices. But I know what the prices are from building this. Well, I don't know what the prices are on the ground effects and the fenders, stuff like that. But you know, I know what the floor patches and the carpet and the, you know, stuff like that cost. So I would guess $1,000 more for this car than that one. You know, this not including buying it. I paid $1,000 for each, so that's $1,000 plus $2,500 to fix that. So I got $3,500 in it. So the $25 is for parts and everything. I bet this one's going to be $35. Plus the $1,000 that I paid for it, $45, and a shitload of labor, of way more labor doing the body work. You know, the thing is hammered all over. way more body work on this than there's going to be on this. This is really only got that one dent right there, and the rest is minor stuff. This one is just hammered everywhere. You know, it's hammered all the way down. It's probably got some rust and Bondo in it and stuff. Needs to be all stripped down. Rust bubbles all in here needs to be fixed. So yeah, like I said, the labor I don't mind. It's just buying all them parts. Is it worth it? I don't know. See, I was going to wait till I got this one done and sold before I really decided a lot on this. But let me know what y'all think. Think I should just abandon it, part it out, put the drivetrain into the 67, or possibly another car that could, who knows, I could get one tomorrow. You never know when the phone rings. I got a Chevelle, I got a Nova. It's good enough for another vehicle. Maybe not quite as good as I want it to be for the 67, but it's good enough to put in another one, you know, a Chevelle or Nova, or, you know, something, or like an IROC or something. So I think we'll leave the video at that. I was going to do some more, but work to it. I probably will. It's pretty nice out. It's going to get cold not the next 3 days, but in 3 days, the 3 days after that, it's going to be in the 40s. But I'm going to end the video on that, and I'll probably put on that deck lid, and I was going to do some more stuff. I need to glue that urethane, that back window in there. That's just sitting in there, I think. And I need to urethane that in. Of course, I'll have to clean all the old urethane, and, well, shit, then I really need to. I think I got some, put in all new clips, and then glue it in there. Oh, there's the plastic grill thing for that. Yeah. That bumper boosters keeps going on and off. Okay, so I think we'll leave the video at that. Yeah, check out the carburetor. I'm happy with it. Seems to run good. Do I want to take it off and put that one a subscriber give me and check it out? Not right now, but maybe in the future we'll see. We got a good carburetor. The old one, yeah, it's probably rebuildable, but I'm not going to be rebuilding it, I don't think. Okay, I guess we'll just leave it at that, guys. Subscribe if you haven't. We may come back, do another video on this at some point. Like, share, comment, all that stuff. It's supposed to help the algorithms out. And we'll see y'all next video. Thanks everybody for watching.